Hey my friends, Jared Dukes here. We are back at it again. We have another video that I think you should see. This is Eric Trump just moments ago coming out of a New York City courtroom in which he's giving testimony in his father's corruption fraud trial brought by Attorney General Letitia James. Of course, I use that word fraud in quotes for obvious reasons, but let's take a look at the video right now.
Eric is off the Eric, any statement about your testimony?
What New York State's trying to do to my father is truly awful. I've never seen anything like it. We have an unbelievable company. We have some of the best assets anywhere in the world. We've never had a default. We've never missed a loan payment. We have thousands of employees, literally thousands of employees that rely on our company every single day to put food in their mouths in the state of New York. We run some of the most significant buildings, some of the best golf courses, so many other great properties. And the witch hunt that this woman is under, the witch hunt that this person is under to get my father for political purposes is disgusting. They've dragged Don and I and Ivanka into it as collateral damage. They only want our names in this thing because it sensationalizes the case. We've done absolutely nothing wrong. We have a better company than they could have ever imagined. And this is a big charade that's a huge waste of taxpayer money. And it's the very reason everybody's moving out of New York State, and I was actually one of them. It's sad, it shouldn't happen. I love this state. This state is absolutely going to hell. And it's because of people like the Attorney General of New York. We have to start focusing on crime. There are kids that are getting shot in the streets. There's a kid that got shot in the middle of Times Square. And you know what, then you have great police officers like the ones that stand around me who go and try and arrest these people. You know what? They have charges pressed against them when they're not even allowed to do their jobs. It's a disgrace. New York is failing, and we've got to bring our state back to life. And charades like this have to stop, because the only reason she's doing this is she wants to run for another political position, or she wants to fundraise for her own political campaigns. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And guys, we're going to win this thing. I promise you we're going to win it, because we haven't done a damn thing wrong. So I appreciate you guys being here every single day, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon.
Next week, are you coming back?
I might, guys. I might come back. I know my father's...
If you come back, are you going to bail him out?
My father's certainly going to be here. I know he's very fired up to be here, and he thinks that this is one of the most incredible injustices that he's ever seen, and it truly is. And when you sit on that stand and you listen to the questions that they're asking, including Mar-a-Lago apparently being worth $18 million. It's a joke. I mean, the entire state of Florida is literally laughing at this proceeding for that reason. And I've always been a believer that the truth comes out at the end. It will here. I think we're winning it. If we have a fair system, this thing will be over very, very soon. And I hope we're afforded the same level of fairness that anybody else that didn't wear the Trump name would have. So I appreciate it. And by the way, all the guys that work with the court system, they've been absolutely amazing. I really appreciate all of you. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to stop it there. So that was Eric Trump, one of the sons of former President Donald Trump, giving remarks right outside the New York City courtroom where the fraud trial is going on. Actually, Eric Trump, his older brother, Donald Trump Jr., and, of course, their father, Donald Trump, is on trial in this civil fraud proceeding. The funny thing is, the fraud is the trial itself. You want to talk about election interference? This is prima facie election interference. His remarks were pretty well right on point as far as I'm concerned. I've made probably 2 videos so far talking about the cost that the judge has valued the Mar-a-Lago estate here in Florida. I live in Florida. I know how the taxes work here. This nutty judge went ahead, looked at a tax assessment roll, and said, oh, okay, they have $18 million on this tax assessor roll, so that's what we're going to value Mar-a-Lago at. Well, the problem with that, that's not the way it works here in the state of Florida, and from my understanding, it doesn't work this way in most jurisdictions in the United States. And what I'm saying is $18 million for Mar-a-Lago, that's crazy. You can't even get a single-family home in that area of our state for $18 million. The tax assessor roll is the bottom valuation that they use to charge tax. That's all it's for. It's just a tax assessment. Then up above that, you can probably go online to Zillow, some of the other online places that will allow you to type in your address and get an estimate as to what your property's worth. And then above that is going to be actually what actual real appraisers appraise it for. So basing fraud on the fact that Mar-a-Lago is valued substantially north of $18 million is prima facie nuts. Just absolutely crazy. I live here in Florida. I know how it works. To see a New York judge, to see a bigoted attorney general with an agenda. Remember, this Felicia lady, she ran on a platform that she was going to go get Trump. She was going to take Trump down, take Trump, his family, his kids, his businesses, his buildings. And that's what she's in the process of doing. The judge has already ruled that there's fraud. All that he's trying to do, allegedly, is figure out what penalty he's going to pay. And I can assure you it's going to be like a death penalty type of situation, but financially. Now, what does that mean? It means they're going to take his buildings, they're going to take his properties, they're going to take everything from this guy. I've seen it done before, and it's very scary that it can happen to a former president of the United States. Very, very troubling. But unfortunately, that's the America we live in today, and you should be aware of it, and you should vote accordingly this next election to make sure that we put people in office that can put a stop to this type of nonsense. It's crazy, it's un-American, and it has to stop. Do you agree with me? If not, whether you do, whether you don't, put in the comments below. I definitely am interested in what you have to say. So at any rate, that's it for now. Until next time, my friends, I always appreciate you joining me. As I always say, never give up. Keep that mind free. I am J.R. Dukes.